Hey guys, this is Telly Interviewer here with this week's Speedpaint Sunday. Yeah, we're back to the Sahara Desert today. Also, I seem to have misplaced my drawing glove, so I'm gonna try to do this without it. Where the heck did it go, though? Seriously. I don't know where it is. Um, but yeah, hopefully I'm gonna not, you know, accidentally hit the screen with the rest of my hand or something. Anyway, hey, cat. She is, of course, as always, being a menace. Hmm. A big boy back here, and a whole bunch of various cliffs. Hmm. We need some more space over here. The big guy should be a little bit lower, maybe? Oh, oh my gosh. Why do I keep doing this? Started on the wrong layer. It's fine, we can fix this. Alright, anyway, I think that's probably good enough for a start. Um, let's see. I think I'm gonna kind of start out with two layers. One sort of more bluish layer that gets all of this stuff, and then one more reddish layer for the rest of this. Um, Maybe eventually I can put this foreground stuff on another layer too. Oh, cat, what are you doing? She's causing problems again. All right, so let's start with those two layers. Starting with kind of like a purpley blue. Very pale purpley blue. That needs to be even paler, I think. And maybe slightly less purpley. Um, Probably be even paler and even less purpley, but to be honest, I don't need this to be exact. I think that's good enough. It's actually maybe even too pale. So let's just put in this part, and then the other layer will be more of the reddish stuff. Something like this color, maybe? No, I think it needs to be more orange. not exactly what I need, but I think that'll do for a start, probably. Probably. I think it needs to be like more saturated, honestly. Something more like this. Let's go with that. It's maybe a little bit much, but we can fine tune it as we go. So I think I want to start with like these bits here. Something like that. Yeah, I think that more or less does the trick. I think this side is kind of redder and this side is a little bit yellower, but I think we'll go in with kind of yellowish highlights later. We can fix that as we go. I think this side is also going to need to get darker. Yeah, we really need to go darker on that. And kind of more purpley, I think. And then I think we could use some of that more purpley stuff over here as well. This is actually going to need to be even darker, like way darker. And let's put in our yellows too. Maybe too much, but I think it'll be fine for a start. And then let's put in this color, which I think is sort of more purpley, like this color, in the shadows. So we have kind of all these reds and yellows with sort of purpley shadows. How to do that? I mean, maybe I should just go back to this color I had here, but it's not quite the same, I don't think. Maybe like a brown? No. No, this color just makes it look muddy. Let's try going with something brighter. That's not quite the right shade, though. That's too bright. Whoa! Come on, canvas. That's not accurate to the original, but I like it, so I'm gonna go with it. And actually, I'm gonna switch to a softer brush for this to get some more shading and stuff going. Oh my gosh, why is my canvas moving around? We can go like over in the corners here with some like extra dark bits. Um, Also, we can put some of this darker stuff over in here as well. There's some of these rocks. I think maybe this is turning out a little bit too red when it should be more yellow. Let's fix that a little bit. I like how this is turning out. I should maybe try to blend it in some more, but that's fine. Um, let's see. I do want to go in with a darker color here as well. Just for getting those shadows in. There we go. I think that's doing it for me. Normally I might try to blend this out a bit more, but maybe I'll make this one more of a kind of streaky style. That could be fun. Okay, what next? What next? Actually, let me take my dark color and maybe put it in here a little bit too. Yeah, this color actually works quite well for this bit, I think. Okay, there's a lot of highlights up here that I'm gonna want to put in, but maybe later, actually. In the meantime, let's maybe put some of this on this side too. At least to give it texture. Oh, pen. Oops, too much maybe. This is another bit that's very bright, and I'll probably go in with another brighter color later. Actually, whoops, let's get a little bit of this yellow in here already. But that's not going to be enough. We're going to need more. Let's see. I want to work on the kind of variation in the yellow shading here a little bit too. Get some slightly darker bits in there. Would be a good color for that. Maybe this, but that would be too dark. Let's just go ahead and make not that. I don't know, something like this. No, it needs to be oranger. I think that might do. And then there's kind of a lighter yellow strip back there. I think it's maybe time to start putting stuff in on the back part as well. In this one, I'm just gonna try to take a soft brush and like blend things into this blue layer, so that they look like they're kind of fading into the distance there with the atmospheric perspective. Or maybe I could be fancy and just actually try to match these colors. But I think it'll look nicer if I just put them in softly. Let's see. Let's keep things a little bit more saturated, so that when they blend in, they don't fade away completely. I can use a bigger brush for this. I'll make this more of an orange, I think. Um, this is going to be the sort of tricky part because it's where my two layers meet. Um, but we'll figure something out. It definitely needs to get more kind of saturated over here. Whoa, whoa, what was that? And I need to get in all of this machinery here too, which is going to be kind of tricky. So I think I want to get more of this purpley sort of color in here as well. Let's go with the thick paint. Needs to be kind of darker though. And it's also kind of missing the shape there. Quite difficult to try to put in the shapes of this stuff, but also try to keep the texture of this, striped rock. I might have to go in with more of that later. Too light. I should probably not get too carried away with this and actually finish the back layer first. Let's put in our big boy. Needs to get darker in here. And we also do need to get in some more color in here, especially on the highlights of this guy. Um, let's be yellower. That's maybe too yellow. And also too dark, I feel like. Kind of like that, I guess. There's more, I don't know what to call this. It's kind of a pinkish color, I guess. There's some brighter colors behind this that we need to put in as well for the purpose of blending in our background into our foreground. We need to get in this thing over here too. And also try to kind of, combine the foreground and background. What kind of color is this? It's like a sort of purpley color. I think maybe like one of these, but like lighter. That's like that's too purple. I'm gonna use these purples for shading. Maybe even a little bit of shading this stuff. And now let's try to put in this thing. That's a weird one to try to find the color. Let's start with like a brown, I guess. It's also going to be a weird one to draw just because it's hard to really make out the shape of it very well. So I'm just going to try to put it in kind of loosely. We need a little bit more saturation on that. Make it, I guess, lighter for the highlights. Wait, I should be doing the softer brush for this. And that should be getting darker. Where's my dark color? I think it's this one. I don't know. It's hard to tell what the heck is going on here just from this photo. Or this little bit. And there's all these branches in here too. I feel like this thing ended up being way too small. Oops. Not the hugest deal, but I can probably fix it. Should go out more to here. Keep erasing a little bit of this to not overlap it too much. Okay, let's go with that, I think. It's not quite the right colors, I think, but it'll do. Let's make, whoops, way too big. Let's make sure that we have this thing in there properly too. I feel like that ended up being too gray. Let's brighten that up somewhat. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, I definitely need to get in a bunch of highlights in a bunch of places. Uh, I want to put in more texture in this rock. What are the other kind of important things to do? Let's start with this rock texture real quick. Actually, what was the color I was using for that? I think it might have been this one. Um, put in some of that. Put in, we had like a light color at some point. Was it? I don't remember which one I was using for these highlights here. Maybe it was this one. Sure, let's go with that. Could do that. This rock here is also sort of the same color, so we can do more or less the same thing with that. Another thing I want to do is like kind of make it more saturated around these edges here. Just if I can take like a purple, just like a nice bright sort of purple. It's probably going to be ridiculous looking, but let's give it a try. It needs to be lighter. Something like that. And around the edge up here too. Here, maybe we can go a little bit darker. Okay, now I really want to put in my highlights. So let's start with, where was my like light yellow? Was it this? I think it might have been this. Hmm. I am also kind of missing this rock there, but I feel like it's not super important. So I might not bother with it, to be honest. We can put it in with a little bit of the red, I think. Okay, let's see. Where else do we need highlights? Here is kind of the big one, and then a little bit up here as well. A little bit on these too. No, let's go with this. Uh-oh. My tracking is acting up, but I think it's fine. Okay, we have 15 minutes. I think we're doing well on time. I am kind of missing this rock, but again, it's not hugely important. Um, hmm. All right, let's see. I think I'm doing pretty well on the front part, but this is still very rough. So with our last 12 minutes, what are the most important things to put in? I do want to refine this bit a little bit. This needs to get darker. I think this part probably needs to get darker as well. And you know what? I think this part went up a little bit too much. So let's try to rein that in. What else? What else? Here, let's check our values because I think this part probably needs to be darker. This part definitely needs to be a lot darker. This part and these shadows especially, I think needs to be darker. Oops. Turned off the wrong thing. What color were those shadows anyway? They were like sort of purpley color, right? That's probably too saturated, but you know what? It's fine. I kind of like those purple shadows. I think I might put some of the purple shadows elsewhere as well, like maybe in here. Maybe in here a little bit. And now let's get, I think this was like the main dark color we've been using, and I need it to be even darker. Looking pretty good. Put a little bit of it in here too to kind of define these bits a little more. Let's get a little bit more of the sand in here too. What color should that be? Maybe this color? And blend in more with some of the yellow, I guess. Except that's too much. Okay, something like that. Let's put in this rock. Maybe this kind of color. I think that's not quite dark enough, but all right, something like that. Okay, we have about 5 minutes. What else should I add in here? I think I need to go in with some more details over here too. Where's my darkest color? This one, I think. All right, kind of like that. Um, that's looking pretty good, I think. I think this bit is maybe too light. Let's check our values again. Yeah, this thing is definitely too light and also kind of too small. I made it bigger, but I think it's still too small. And I think this guy actually ended up a little bit too dark. I'm definitely missing a little bit of the tree branches or roots or whatever those are. Let's try putting those in too. Sort of like that. Should I put in these, I think like streams of sand falling down or something? I do also kind of want to refine this sand here more. Hmm. think this is maybe still not dark enough. Oops. Um, let's see. I maybe went a little bit overboard on these. Let's kind of smooth them out a little bit. Um, I think I might be done. We are at time, so I think it's pretty reasonable to leave it here. I like how this one turned out. That was fun. Um, yeah, I like trying to do these crazy rock textures and stuff. Obviously, I didn't get it, super detailed. It was more kind of a rough, sketchy approximation of what all these, you know, cracks and colored strata and stuff look like. I think they're very fun. But yeah, and also it's neat to try to get these this background stuff kind of blended in to the distance. That's also fun to do. I can't believe I managed to do this one on 2 layers. That's actually kind of great. But yeah, overall I quite like it. It's definitely a fun color scheme. Very warm. I think I still didn't go nearly dark enough in these shadows though. But still. Also this sand color is really fun. That one I definitely made warmer on mine, and I actually like it that way. I think it looks very nice. So yeah, I guess that will be it for this Speed Paint Sunday. So this week is going to be normal, but just a heads up, the week after that, I have a bunch of plans, so I'm not going to be able to stream much. Is next Speed Paint Sunday? No, next week there is not going to be a Speed Paint Sunday. So this coming week there's just going to be 2 game streams when I'm starting a new game, Volcano Princess, which should be a lot of fun. So look forward to that next week. I hope to see you there, and I hope you enjoyed this stream. See you guys.